living in a house.
So you're roommates?
Yeah.
You're mates. Is that convenient? Do you like him as a roommate?
Yeah, it's fine, but it's not really fulfilling.
No, it's not very fulfilling. So why not have him as a roommate and go find yourself a intimate partner?
Yeah, it's just scared to go. I'm just scared.
You're scared. Well, I think you should be more scared of living dead inside. Which one are you more scared of?
Being dead inside.
Yeah.
When Karen repeated that she was scared of the consequences of making a decision, Robin said she should also be scared of the consequences of not making a decision, that she would be dead inside. In this way, Robbins changes the issue from the wish to die to the concern with being dead inside.
What will he say when I talk to him?
Oh, he's going to be surprised, obviously.
Kind of liking that, I see.
He will know what you're talking about.
He will know that you're not having sex. Is he having sex with someone else?
No.
Are you sure?
I'm positive.
How do you know?
Because he loves me so much.
Karen is certain that her husband is not having sex with someone else, and she appears sad as she says that he loves her so much. It seems that she would like to leave the marriage, but feels obligated to stay for the husband's sake. Robbins could guess that the husband is either timid, emotionally absent, or emotionally dependent on Karen. In order to stimulate Warren to a more resourceful state, and in order to stimulate Karen to make a decision about her marriage, Robbins will exaggerate Karen's complaints about Warren so that they are impossible to ignore.
Are you there, Warren?
I am.
Warren, I have your wife here. This is Tony Robbins.
It is, yeah.
She tells me you're a dickless pussy that won't make a decision.
Well, yeah, sometimes.
I said she tells me you're a dickless pussy who won't make a decision.
Can I tell you? Can I decide on that later?
Can you what about that later?
Yes, that's right.
It's true that you're a dickless pussy, you can't make a decision?
Yes, it is.
Why? When did you lose your dick?
A couple of years ago, I think.
What happened? Were you in an accident?
No, just circumstances.
Well, circumstances don't remove a man's dick. A man has to remove his own dick.
Yeah, that's true.
How did you do it?
Basically not wanting to push the wrong buttons, so I backed off.
Which buttons did you not want to push?
I didn't want to bring things up from my wife's past and stir the pot, so I backed off so I didn't stir things up.
Which part did you not want to stir up? Which part of her past?
Well, it's a bit hard to say at the moment. I'm at work.
Is there somebody around you?
Yes.
In fact, Warren is at a new job, speaking on the phone in the office of his new boss, who wants to know why he is receiving calls from Anthony Robbins.
Can you come down here so we can visit?
Sorry, could you say that again?
I said, would you come down here so we could visit face to face?
I can.
Well, no, let me ask you, will you?
Most definitely. It's just as long as I've got time to go home and get have a shower and get changed.
No. Just come like you are.
All right, yeah.
Okay? How long will it take for you to get here if you come straight up?
Well, I'm not sure what time I'm finishing work today.
It's 20 minutes away. Leave work. Your marriage is on the line.
Yeah.
Would you agree?
Yes.
Is your marriage on the line, do you think?
I think it is, yeah.
Yeah, I'd say get here.
Yeah.
I'll see you in 20 minutes.
Okay.
Goodbye.
Robbins begins to address Warren by provoking him with a humorous insult as he had with Karen. He repeats the insult 3 times until Warren gives him a real response. Warren acknowledges the feeling of castration and explains that he has disempowered himself for fear of reminding Karen about her past. It's curious that Karen had described Warren as the opposite of her first husband who had abused her. Now Warren seems to imply that he is still being compared to her first husband. 20 minutes later, Warren arrives at the scene.
Come on down here, Warren. Ladies and gentlemen, we got Warren. Stand up, stretch, and give him a hand. Nice to meet you. It's Warren!
Robbins gives Warren this extraordinarily warm welcome and so disposes him to give back by collaborating and resolving Karen's problem.
Now, Warren,
Tony,
why do you think these people were cheering for you like that?
just to try and settle me down. Because I could see how nervous I was walking down there.
Do you really think that's why they clapped like that?
No,
Why did they really clap like that?
bringing the energy up.
Yeah. Why else did they do it? Why else do you think they did it, Warren?
To welcome me here and to make me feel relaxed so that I say what I need to say.
I think, honestly, I think there's another reason, too. They respect you that you came here. Now, I gave them no coaching. I gave them no coaching about what to do, so this wasn't guided by me, and they overheard our phone call. They were listening, obviously, when I called you, right? So the question I have is, would you invite your wife up here for us?
Karen?
It's Karen, ladies and gentlemen. It's Karen.
By asking Karen to dance, Robbins makes her the star of the show, giving her the center of attention, elevating her mood, and interrupting usual patterns. Karen is now rewarded for being a carefree, spontaneous dancer rather than a sad, suicidal woman.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's Karen. Okay, why don't you give you this microphone? You both come forward here. So Karen has been talking to us about the fact that she's suicidal.
Yep.
You aware of that?
Yes.
When did you first find out she was suicidal, just out of curiosity?
She told me that she had been in the past, not long after we met or got married, I'm not sure, around that sort of time. And that's the last time was when we decided that Karen do this course.
I see.
But I wasn't aware of it until your people rang up to organise it, and they let me know and made sure we talked about it after I got off the phone.
I see. So they knew that she was suicidal.
Yeah.
I see. Karen shared with us that she thinks that you love her. Do you?
Yes.
And she shared, though, that you guys have no intimacy, no sexual relations whatsoever.
Correct.
and she shared that you're kind of like roommates.
At the moment, yeah.
What would you like it to be? Could you say at the moment?
I would love it. I'd love to be intimate all the time and to be able to look in each other's eyes and just melt.
Have you had that experience with her before? Have you had that experience with her before?
Around the time we got married, and for a little bit after that.
Yes. What do you think changed? Because I see the sadness in you and the sense of loss of that.
I think a lot of it's
I'd like
due
to ask you one thing, Karen, if you would. I'd like you to look at him the entire time instead of looking down. And I want you to look at his face and his eyes, and I don't want you to break eye contact with that. Okay? No, you can still talk to me.
Robbins has set up a situation where each spouse takes turns talking to him while the other one observes. In this way, he blocks direct communication between the spouses while directing them to witness each other's emotional reactions. This allows empathy between them to build up so that later conversation between them will be meaningful and productive.
A lot of it's because the simple fact that I was too scared to hurt her feelings because of her ex, the way he treated her. And a lot of things when we first got together, she said, I reminded her of him. And I kept on saying, I'm not him. And that must have played on my mind more than I realised and backed off.
So what kinds of behaviors would she say? Because he was physically abusive to her, right? Yeah. So what kinds of behaviors did she think you were like him? You mean she started telling you about a past painful experience that had hurt her so much, and she shared that with you in a way that then made you no longer give your fullest extent of your emotion? Didn't make you, but you chose not to give as much?
That's right, yeah.
That's what you did, you mean?
Robbins is pointing out the similarity of Warren's problem to that of another participant in the audience with whom he worked earlier that day.
Yeah.
I see.
Because of, I felt she was fragile, which was, as I know now, was my mistake.
Yes.
And that's how I treated her. I walked on eggshells around her.
Robbins had been wondering what was the matter with Karen's husband that she couldn't make up her mind to leave him. Now we know. When Karen unfairly projected the image of her ex-husband onto Warren, he responded by attempting to be what he thought was the opposite. He treated her as fragile, walked on eggshells, and tried to be extremely gentle. He expected for her to respond positively, even passionately. But instead she withdrew and became depressed. For Warren, the dilemma is that if he is his true self, he risks being attributed the characteristics of her first husband. On the other hand, if he tries to be gentle and kind, she is not attracted to him. This is the typical damn if you do, damn if you don't situation. In communications theory, it is called a double bind. A double bind is the simultaneous communication of two contradictory injunctions within the context of an intense relationship. Karen has been giving Warren incongruent messages. If you want me to love you, be nice and gentle. If you're nice and gentle, I'm not attracted to you. Unable to fulfill either injunction, Warren has become paralyzed, and when he is in this weak state, Karen can neither feel passion for him, nor can she feel justified in leaving him. Robin's goal at this point will be to get Warren out of his paralysis and to restore his sense of independence and ability. If Karen sees Warren as a powerful, independent man, this will either reignite their relationship or it will make it possible for them to move on.
I basically tried to be the nice guy.
Yes. So when you became the nice guy, what happened to your passion?
What passion?
Did you have passion before that, though?
I'd like to think so.
Yeah. And about being the nice guy. What was it about being the nice guy that killed all your passion?
I thought I had to be the nice guy, and I wasn't getting the passion I was looking for back.
So you adapted to being just the nice guy. You are a nice guy, am I right? Or not?
I hope so.
How would you clarify yourself? What kind of guy are you? I mean, really, if she wasn't, when nobody else is around, what are you really like?
I'd like to think I'm a nice guy, normal guy, makes mistakes and tries to do the right thing.
Someone who lives within a double-bind situation would typically have an apologetic manner. Since they are damned if they do and damned if they don't, they can do little or nothing to bring about a positive response. When Robbins asks Warren about his identity, he responds tentatively, as if the decision of who he is belongs to somebody else. Robbins will now ask for a time in Warren's past, before he knew Karen, when he might have enjoyed himself without apologies.
Do you have a dark side?
I've got a dark past. Not as bad as a lot of people, but I did some bad.
Dark is sometimes good.
Yeah.
You kind of enjoyed the dark past, didn't you?
At the time, I thought it was really good. I thought I was tough. So
what adjusted you from that dark side?
Partly, I originally thought just growing up and starting to reflect on the pain I'd inflicted on other people.
Yes.
And I don't know, maybe someone did that to me and I've suddenly realised what it felt like. So I don't know.
And but there were parts of the dark past that you gave up that are still important to you.
Not sure. It probably is, but
What's a part of the dark side that you used to enjoy that honestly you miss, if you were honest?
I was physical, and when I was physical, I was fit. I don't know.
Well, what were some things you did when that dark side was there that felt good to you?
Well, I was playing a lot of sport and excelling at sport, and that made me feel great. You know, bragging about it, I suppose. And
yeah.
Having something to brag about.
Having something to brag about. And sports aren't very dark.
No.
So what did you do that was dark that you enjoyed? That you enjoyed?
Fighting and beating people up.
Yes.
Short person syndrome, as they call it now.
But felt good, didn't it?
It did, yeah.
You already said. I said it felt good, didn't it? Did it?
Yeah, it did at the time, and then once I come to my senses and thought back on it, you know, I thought, well, that was bloody stupid.
But you liked the feeling of being able to step up and just face something, even if it was bigger than you were, and conquer. Am I right?
That's it, conquering it, feeling that I was better than someone for whatever reason. And that's also one of the reasons that I backed off with Karen, because of what her ex had been doing and how, you know, I didn't want to be put in that position where I could turn into that person.
Right. And you don't want to hurt her.
No.
And you love her.
Yes.
So, but the truth is, it's not the better than person, it's a sense of breaking through and dominating that you enjoyed.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what do you break through and dominate now?
Nothing.
And how does that make you feel?
Like shit.
So how do you feel about your life right now in terms of yourself, outside of her?
No good.
Yeah. When's the last time you kicked something's ass? Something. A problem, person, yourself.
Robin suggests that there are ways that Warren can still enjoy kicking ass without hurting Karen. It is important that Karen see Warren as capable of enjoying his own masculine intensity.
When's the last time you stepped up and faced something intense and just dominated? When's the last time?
Not for a long time. Years.
Years. Would you like to now?
I would love to, but I don't know, you know.
I was thinking more of like the fear within you.
Yeah. No, I meant there's a lot of people here.
Yes, I understand.
Yeah. I'd
The
love
truth
to
of
be,
the matter is,
yes.
coming here and stepping up on the stage, was that not the first step to being able to do this? Did you see the difference in his chest? How many saw what happened in his chest?
Robbins recognized that Warren couldn't make progress, absent or emotionally dependent on Karen. In order to stimulate Warren to a more resourceful state, and in order to stimulate Karen to make a decision about her marriage, Robbins will exaggerate Karen's complaints about Warren so that they are impossible to ignore.
Are you there, Warren?
I am.
Warren, I have your wife here.
Living in a house that's,
So your roommates,
yeah.
your mates. Is that convenient? Do you like him as a roommate?
Yeah, it's fine, but it's not really fulfilling.
No, it's not very fulfilling. So why not have him as a roommate and go find yourself a intimate partner?
Yeah, it's just scared to go. I'm just scared.
You're scared. Well, I think you should be more scared of living dead inside. Which one are you more scared of?
Being dead inside.
Yeah.
When Karen repeated that she was scared of the consequences of making a decision, Robbins said she should also be scared of the consequences of not making a decision, that she would be dead inside. In this way, Robbins changes the issue from the wish to die to the concern with being dead inside.
What will he say when I talk to him?
Oh, he's going to be surprised, obviously. Well,
Kind of liking that, I see.
he will know what you're talking about.
He will know that you're not having sex. Is he having sex with someone else?
No,
Are you sure?
I'm positive.
How do you know?
Because he loves me so much.
Karen is certain that her husband is not having sex with someone else, and she appears sad as she says that he loves her so much. It seems that she would like to leave the marriage, but feels obligated to stay for the husband's sake. Robbins could guess that the husband is either timid, emotionally